Everybody wears masks. But which is the mask? The one you put on your face, or the one that is your face? The life of an actor is forever tied to this question, as the many roles they perform influence one's perception of them and bleeds into their self-image. Mermaid's Mizushima Marika is one such character, where her dynamic but differing personalities bring into question which is the real Marika. Throughout D4DJ Groovy Mix, Marika acts as the most stable and stoic character who can adapt to any situation and moves with the ebbs and flows wherever she finds herself in. She has the image of being the most put-together character that can take on any and all challenges that come her way. However, is this all just an act? Or is Marika just another pretty little liar plastered everywhere to deceive you? Who is Mermaid's Marika? On the outset, she is just a college girl out to have fun with her friends and enjoy her youthful years. Mermaid as a unit has a theme of a bunch of sexy women having fun with loud music, drinking parties, and barbecues every other weekend. Additionally, Mermaid serves as a contrast to the more serious adult Big Delight Direct Drive DJ unit Rondo and their dramatic role. Where Rondo stories focus on character drama, Mermaid stories focus on their group dynamic and how they can deal with any problem that comes their way. The first Mermaid story that comes to mind is Maid the Mermaid. The story starts off with Marika calling the other mermaid members to help her clean her bedroom after her sister turned it into a sty. However, the story itself is about how the mermaid girls make a good team with their different strengths, between Rika's manual handiwork, Sari's organizational skills, Dahlia's fearlessness, and Marika's resource provision. Maid the Mermaid informs the audience of a recurring character trait of Marika being a total slob at home. This is the first sign that not all things are as they appear for Marika, and that there is a divide between who she is and the person she presents herself to be. Aside from being a college student and her mermaid activities, Marika is also a professional model. Out of all the mermaid members, who all also have part-time jobs, her modeling job gives her a high profile and by extension adds pressure for her to appear put together. Fortunately for her, the bulk of D4DJ's cast are teenagers with little urgency to act like adults, since cute girl animes wouldn't sell all that well if they behave like stiff adults. But with that said, Marika's modeling job gives her experience with giving a good presentation of herself, since modeling is all about giving a good shot. Most of Marika's story involvement have a general theme of her living her best life and showing off her devilish charms. To the audience, we are lulled in by Marika's sexual charms, which is the obvious explanation to her popularity. In universe, Marika's high-profile profession gives off an impression of adult maturity that younger characters look up to. For instance, in Marine Girls Summer Live, she, along with Haruna and Rei, work a short summer job at Toa's family food stall. Haruna and Rei struggle with customer service, but Marika intervenes and is professional in how she handles the needs of the customers. She reminds the audience that despite being a fun-loving college girl, she is able to be a mature adult. Haruna and Rei are impressed by her maturity in handling paid work and her ability to be stylish while doing it.
お客様に伝えてください。すみません、マリカさん、ありがとうございます。
Speaking of being stylish, Photon Maiden's Toa has always looked up to Marika. As a hardcore idol fan and desiring to be in the entertainment industry herself, it makes sense that she would admire Marika as a professional model. Marika being older also adds a dimension of experience that Toa can rely on for advice in her professional pursuits. Even though Marika is only in her early 20s, not actually making her all that much older than Toa, the fact that she is an adult alone exudes an image of life experience that Toa not only admires, but draws upon. Marika's maturity is also on display when she asks Toa what she wants for her birthday. Giving advice on how to improve on social media shows the admiration the younger has for the older. In Toa's mind, Marika represents everything that is good and glamorous about adulthood. Little does she know that adulthood is far more nuanced and way harder than it looks. Marika behaves differently when she is interacting with her fellow mermaid members compared to interacting with the teenage cast members. As previously mentioned, she is willing to show her domestic life, where she's not as put together as she appears. More importantly, she is able to be vulnerable with her inner struggles and reveals her past to them. In the Take Me Groomie story, Marika reveals that she was unable to make friends in high school because of her status as a model. The reality was that her classmates were envious, leading them to distance themselves from her. This left Marika alone for the bulk of her high school life, believing herself to be unapproachable. Not having a lot of friends means that she didn't have anyone to emotionally connect with in those formative years. This especially became problematic when she tried pursuing her passion for acting. In the Marika and Dahlia relation story, Two Flowers, A Stage for Dreaming, the audience learns that they both went to the same dance audition to become professional dancers overseas several years prior to D4DJ. Dahlia tells Marika that she auditioned because she had always dreamt of being a professional dancer that could appear on Broadway. When questioned if Marika desired the same, she in turn reveals that she really wants to become a movie actor. Between an aspiring actor and a dancer that could hit the global stage, they conclude that their dreams of stardom make them kindred spirits that can confide in one another. Dahlia is encouraged by Marika's ambition, as the former believes that the latter is more than capable of achieving her dreams. However, being the drunk that Dahlia is, she doesn't notice the sting in the normally poised Marika.
思わないよ。だってマリカだもん。そっか。
In the following scene, after parting ways for the night, Marika reveals to the audience through her inner thoughts that she had abandoned her dreams of acting long ago. She elaborates that in her pursuits to become an actor, she went through all kinds of acting and dance auditions, but failed all of them. She came to the conclusion that she didn't possess any real talent, which is why she gave up on those dreams. If Dahlia were there, she would chew Marika out for her self-doubt. I am in agreement with Dahlia's assessment of Marika's years of stage experience with her modeling job, giving her the skills to become an actor. However, there is something to Marika's belief that I want to explore. Marika's self-doubt is more than not viewing herself as good enough to be an actress. There is a stronger psychological condition that Marika feels trapped in. It is not simply the number of failures in the past that stop her from pursuing her dreams, but it is the constant feeling of being unworthy of her goals because of her reality of being surrounded by talent. Generally in storytelling, authors will write their characters to possess unique talents and abilities so that they can minimalize or even outright skip the need of learning or training montages. D4DJ's quintessential example of this issue is how Rinku of Happy Around is so good with rhythm that she is able to be inherently adept at dancing and singing. Even though that is not how dancing or singing works, Rinku is written to be talented in these things so that she and Maho can immediately start their DJ unit. In fact, Happy Around is full of talent. In first mix, Mooney is able to figure out VJing software and make her own designs in less than 24 hours. Rei is also depicted as being quite talented herself, as she is more or less able to compose music when making Make My Style. Having the Happy Around members all be talented this way allows First Mix to move at a very fast pace in order to tell other stories in its 13-episode run, as well as keep those animated music videos flowing. Just like Happy Around, Mermaid is written to have talented members. Rika possesses a charisma that is basically superhuman in that she is able to befriend anyone she encounters. In Surely the World Can Change member card story, Marika's unapproachable image carried over from high school into university. But this is not a problem for Rika. Early in their university life, she approaches Marika and they become fast friends that became known as Rika Marika. What Marika believes to be difficult for herself to overcome, Rika is able to accomplish with ease. Rika's Riz is cranked up to 11 in All Mix when she meets and befriends Laura Bradley, an American music producer with international renown. Despite the language barrier between them, Rika agrees to making a song collaboration with Laura Bradley, setting up the opportunity for Saori to produce a song with someone of that caliber. Saori's musical ability is often shadowed by her pessimism, but it doesn't take long to establish in the mermaid narrative that she is in fact very talented. In the Nothing Harder Than Trying New Things member card story, Marika and Dahlia are bored waiting for Rika and Saori to arrive to practice. Marika comes up with the idea of arranging the demo track for their new song since Saori said she was struggling in how to go about it. After trying their hands at track mixing, they are embarrassed of how it turned out and come to appreciate Saori's high level of skill when it comes to track making and DJing. This story happens early in Groovy Mix's life and does a good job of informing the audience that the always super nervous Saori is in fact very talented in DJ craft. Inversely, it is getting difficult to really define what Marika's special skill is in the D4DJ narrative when compared to her teammates. Returning to Dahlia, Two Flowers, A Stage for Dreaming shows that Dahlia has a natural talent on stage and is quick to learn the ways of modeling. She does such a good job that the manager of the agency that Marika works for would accept Dahlia for future modeling gigs. At the end of the story, Rika and Saori point out Dahlia is a phenomenal model, despite this being her first time at it. Marika also believes this to be the case, as she is quick to encourage Dahlia in her dreams to become a stage performer on Broadway. With all that being said, Marika appears quite lackluster in comparison to her compatriots.
あれなんかいつもと違うマリカが今朝出た時とだいぶ配置が違う気がむむむむこの散らかし方はお姉ちゃんだわーやっぱりお姉ちゃんだ海外で撮影だったんでしょいつ帰ってきたのわーいお土産だでお姉ちゃんマリカの部屋をぐちゃぐちゃにしたのは許さないよもうリカたちのおかげでせっかく綺麗になったのにもう全然アートじゃないよお姉ちゃんいつも散らかすんだから仕方ないな今日はお土産ももらったし許してあげる でしょ。みんな個性的だけどすごく噛み合っていつも盛り上がってるんだから。でもダンスならマリカだって負けてないよ。マリカにしかできない役割？マリカはマリカなりにやってるけどな。もうお姉ちゃんったらマリカにだってちゃんと役割はあるんだから。もうそりゃすんごいのがあるんだから。ちょっと用事思い出したから行ってくれ。
In the Marika character story, what is Marika's role? We are introduced to Marika's older sister. During their short reunion, as her sister is often overseas for modeling gigs, meaning they don't get the opportunity to talk often, she asks how Marika contributes to Mermaid. Fast forward to Marika's role is, she shows off that she has connections to people in high places due to her status as a model. This is the in-universe explanation of how Mermaid gets stages for their performances. However, there are two problems with this answer. The first problem is that in stories like Road to D-Fest 2, which focus on Mermaid finding stages for their Japan-wide tour, their ability to find gigs is mostly plot contrived through Rika's riz and dumb luck. This role that Marika has is downplayed further when Nova Side Origin Mermaid occurs, and Mermaid is given Club Lagoon as their base of operation, minimalizing their need to search for gigs and thus not need Marika's connections. The second problem is that Marika's status as a model feels somewhat unearned. Now, before some smartass mentions that I myself pointed out that she is the hot one of Mermaid because she is a model leads to circular logic, I made that argument due to process of elimination, and you can hear it in my voice that I am aware how weak that argument is. Returning to Two Flowers, A Stage for Dreaming, it is revealed that Marika became a model through nepotism. There are implications that her mother, who is the manager of a modeling agency, hired her out of pity after Marika had failed in several acting auditions and was not confident in pursuing a career. This means that outside of innate anime girl magic hotness, Marika may not necessarily be a legitimate model. We come back to the question that Marika's more successful sister asked. What does Marika really bring to the table for Mermaid? To retrace my steps further back, I claimed in my D4DJ character tier list that Marika was the stable member of Mermaid. A year later, it's time to back up that claim. I was thinking in lieu of Nova Side Origin Mermaid, and how, after Club Mermaid floods, Rika and Dahlia don't take it all that well, as Rika falls into a depression while Dahlia becomes avoidant. While Saori has the MVP moment in Nova Side Origin, prior to that, Marika finds Dahlia in a park, and they have a heart-to-heart. When Dahlia mentions how she feels unsure if she'll ever make it to Broadway after one blundered performance, Marika reveals to Dahlia that she had gone through many setbacks in her own pursuits to become an actor. When asked if she had anyone to talk to about her failed acting auditions, she reveals that not only did she have few friends in high school, but the only person she considered a friend was a person of talent that succeeded where Marika had failed. This solidified her belief that she in fact doesn't possess talent. But the reality is, this is where her real strength shines through. Through her time with Mermaid, Marika is finding opportunities to improve her performance skills. She believes that with hard work, her dreams of becoming an actor are now possible. The subtext of this exchange reveals to the audience that her failures have taught her an important lesson. Never give up on your dreams. The highlight of Two Flowers, A Stage for Dreaming, is when she tells her mother that she's going to pursue acting again. When questioned if she is sure about it, Marika states that she has grown up and is prepared to chase her dreams for real this time. Possessing the maturity to accept that the road ahead will be a bumpy one. She understands best how to get back up when she stumbles. Returning to Nova, because Marika believes this, she is able to lift Rika and Dahlia out of their depression, being the emotional support for Mermaid. As Marika has struggled for years in regard to her own weaknesses, she is the one who is able to lead the way to recovery when others have their moments of weakness. Marika's role in Mermaid is to be the face of courage when doubt and uncertainty plagues them. But Marika's experience puts weight to her words when she encourages the mermaid girls that they just need to hang in there.
明日の夜、4人で話したいから、私の部屋に集まって。
こんばんは。こんなとこで何してるの？
マリカ、そっちこそ、どうしてここに？
ダリアがバイトしてるバーへ行ったら、今日はお休みだって言うから、部屋に向かう途中だったな。
そう、見つけてもらえてよかったよ。
さっきの着信、沙織からでしょ？明日みんなで集まろうって。
イベントが中止になった後、バタバタして4人で話す時間もなかったからね。
オーディションの件、残念だったね。
今はそれどころじゃないから気にしてないよ。それに、あの夜のパフォーマンスは全然ダメだった。もしアクシデントがなくても招待はされなかったと思う。
そうなの？私には落ち着いてたように見えたけど。
講師に見られてることを意識しすぎて独りよがりなダンスになってたんだ。
ダリアでもそういうことあるんだね。
あれが私の実力。修行が足りないよ。ずっと夢見てたはずなのに、いざチャンスが来たら自分を見失ってしまうなんて情けない。
ダリア、
私は本当にブロードウェイで踊りたいのか、それともただ踊るのが好きなだけなのかわからなくなったんだ。
マリカもそういうことあったよ。高校生の頃に女優を目指していろんなオーディションを受けたけど全然うまくいかなくて諦めかけた時があるんだ。
マリカは誰かに相談しなかったの？
学校にはお友達がいなくて、レイちゃんのお姉さんにはお仕事のことよく相談してたんだけど。
何かあったの？
彼女の方が先に女優デビューしちゃって、それ以来ちょっと微妙な気持ちになったんだよね。今もお友達だけど、その時は自分に才能がないのかなって。
そうだったんだ。じゃあ私は恵まれてるのかもね。こうしてマリカに悩みを聞いてもらえるし。
でも最後は自分自身でどうするか決めなくちゃいけないから。
うん、そうだね。
私ね、女優になる夢は絶対諦めないよ。マーメイドの活動をしながら大きなステージに立てばその夢に一歩近づける。だからもっと頑張りたいの。
マリカは欲張りだね。
もしかしたらダリアより早くアメリカで女優デビューしちゃうかもしれないよ。
私だって負けないよ。
ダリアも欲張りだね。
ごめんね。わざわざ私のために心配して会いに来てくれたんでしょ。
まあそんなところかな。でも弱ってるダリアが見れたからラッキーだったかも。
ラッキー？
ダリアはみんなの前だと弱ってるとこ見せてくれないからね。 本当はちょっと嬉しいの。
やっぱりマリカには勝てる気がしないね。
Often in cute anime girl world, characters are blessed with a plethora of plot conveniences. This creates a sense of distance between the characters and the audiences they are intended to entertain or inspire. For Marika, the opposite is true, as her hardships have built her into D4DJ's most relatable character. Our lives are not an anime where Riz and luck can pull us through every situation. But through perseverance and hard work, we can make the most out of life. Marika's message to D4DJ's audience is a nice reality check in the midst of all the hijinks. I remember in my initial argument for Marika being the hot one of Mermaid was weak. But now I can say that Marika is truly beautiful. Perhaps not being a talented actress is a blessing in disguise, because now, when I look at her, I don't see a model putting on an act for a photo shoot, but a courageous face reminding us all to never give up and to always move forward.
ニュースが取り上げたみたいだね。
動画の再生数もすごいことになってるよ。うわ、本当だ。海外の人がめちゃくちゃコメントしてる。セクシークレイジーガールだって。笑い事じゃないよ。こんなバズり方全然想定してなかったのに。
どうしたのリカ。
全国アンゲであった大阪や沖縄の人からも応援コメントが書き込まれてる。
本当だ。みんな頑張れって温かいメッセージくれてるね。
もうダメかと思ったのに、こんなにたくさんの人が応援してくれるなんて。
リカ、言ったでしょ。リカのやることは結果的にいい方向に進むって。
マリカ。
これならチケットも余裕で完売だね。
でも今度はチケットを取れない人たちが大勢出てきそうで不安になってきた。箱に入れない人のために無料のライブ配信もやろうよ。
いいね。ここは気前よく神対応しなくちゃ。